You're about to make one of the biggest decisions of your family's life, and a lot of people get this wrong. They pick a zip code based on a Google search. Move to Brevard County, excited about the beaches and the rocket launches, and 6 months later, they realize they're zoned for the wrong school. They're sitting in traffic for 45 minutes every morning, and they paid way more than they needed to for a house that doesn't fit their life. I don't want that to be you. Brevard County is genuinely one of the best places in the entire country to raise a family right now. Aerospace jobs are booming. Schools here are outperforming the state average. You've got 72 miles of Atlanta coastline, rocket launches in your backyard, and home prices that would make anyone in Miami or Tampa laugh with envy. But here's the catch. This county is long. It's diverse, and where you land matters enormously. The right neighborhood changes everything for your family. The wrong one, you'll feel it every single day. So in this video, I'm breaking down the 7 best neighborhoods in Brevard County for families in 2026. The real numbers on schools, safety, and what it actually looks like and feels like on the ground in each one. Stay until the end because I've also put together FAQ section answering the questions families ask me right before they commit to move. So let's get into it. Before we dive in, my name is Carrie Leota and I'm a real estate agent right here at Florida's Space Coast. I specialize in helping families, including military families, doing a PCS to Patrick Space Force Base, find the right neighborhood and the right home in Brevard County. I've helped buyers navigate everything from Viera's master plan communities to waterfront purchases on the Indian River, and I've seen firsthand what separates a great move from a stressful one. I run a Facebook group called Moving to Brevard County, Florida. It's a community of people doing exactly what you're doing. Families asking real questions, sharing real experiences, and getting real answers from locals who actually live here. If you're in the research phase, this group will save you weeks of guesswork. Just scan the QR code on the screen right now to join. It takes about 10 seconds and the community is incredible. All right, let's get into neighborhoods. Here's the big picture on Brevard County in 2026. Schools across the county average a B+, but every neighborhood we're covering today is A or A+ rated. And with roughly 50,000 aerospace jobs tied to NASA, SpaceX, Blue Origin, and L3 Harris, the demand here stays strong even when the rest of Florida softens. This is a balanced market right now, which means 2026 is genuinely one of the better buying windows we've seen in several years. There's good inventory, motivated sellers, and a Space Coast economy that isn't slowing down anytime soon. The number one neighborhood for families in Brevard County in 2026 is Viera, and it's not particularly close. Viera is one of the top 25 best-selling master plan communities in the entire country. Everything here was designed on purpose. The schools, the trails, the parks, the shopping, and the healthcare. Nothing was an accident. Half of the community's 20,000 plus acres are protected conservation land, so your kids grow up next to wetlands, wildlife, and the Brevard Zoo, not strip malls. The schools are A-rated. Crime is extremely low. The Avenue Viera puts restaurants, retail, and entertainment within a golf cart ride of your front door. You're 15 minutes from the beach and less than an hour from Orlando. There's a range of housing here for every budget and every stage of life. From condos and townhomes to luxury estates, something for everyone. One important thing, and I can't stress this enough, Viera has complex CDD bond structures and HOA tiers that vary street by street. If you're buying here, work with a real estate agent who actually specializes in Viera. A generalist will miss details that cost you thousands. A local expert will protect you before you ever make an offer. Coming in at number 2 is Rockledge, Brevard County's oldest city and one of its most underrated. Rockledge has that rare combination of genuine character and modern convenience. Tree-lined streets, real history, A-rated schools, and a prime location between Viera to the south and Cocoa and Merritt Island to the north. Residents describe this as simply great restaurants, good shopping, and close to everything that matters. What makes Rockledge especially appealing for families is the variety. Larger lot sizes, more home styles to choose from, and no master plan restrictions telling you what color to paint your door. You'll find everything from mid-century homes to newer builds, with waterfront properties on the Indian River at the top end. For families with a parent working at Kennedy Space Center or SpaceX, Rockledge often beats Viera on commute times. Closer to the action, same quality of schools, Military families heading to Patrick Space Force Base are about 20 minutes from the gate. Number 3 is Satellite Beach, and if you have kids who love the ocean, this place feels like a dream. Satellite Beach holds both an A+ school rating and an A+ safety rating. That genuine combination is rare anywhere in Florida, let alone right on the Atlantic beachfront. Kids here ride bikes to the ocean, surf before school, and grow up in one of the country's strongest academic environments. Residents call it exactly what it is, a small beach town where people stay because they never want to leave. For military families doing a PCS to Patrick Space Force Base, Satellite Beach is the #1 recommendation. You're less than 3 miles from the base gate. The schools are excellent. The community has a strong military presence. Base housing wait lists are long. Buying in Satellite Beach puts your family in a much better position from day one. Inventory stays tight here because families simply don't want to leave, and that's your signal on a long-term value. Number 4 is West Melbourne, the suburban sweet spot. If you want excellent schools, very low crime, and real affordability without a complexity of a master plan community, West Melbourne delivers. Niche gives it an A+ for safety, and residents consistently say the same thing. Safe, family-friendly, and convenient to everything. This is where you get the most home for your money in 2026 without sacrificing the things that actually matter. School quality, safety, and access to jobs, shopping, and healthcare. You're minutes from major employers along the Melbourne Tech Corridor, Health First Hospital, and a short drive from both the beach and the Brevard Zoo. Suburban life done right. Number 5 is Merritt Island, and this one is for families who want something truly special. Merritt Island sits between the Indian River Lagoon to the west and the Banana River to the east. Your kids will grow up watching rocket launches from their backyard. They'll kayak with manatees. They'll have 140,000 acres of national wildlife refuge essentially surrounding their community. Schools are A- rated. The natural environment is unmatched anywhere on the Space Coast, and the commute for anyone working at Kennedy Space Center, SpaceX, or Blue Origin is short and easy across the causeway. If you're buying waterfront here, you need a Space Coast waterfront realtor who knows flood zones, seawall conditions, and insurance requirements. This is not the place for a generalist agent. The details on the waterfront properties here carry real financial consequences if you get them wrong. Number 6 is Suntree within Melbourne, for families who want something established and real rather than freshly poured. Mature trees, golf course settings, and a calm community feel, and homes with actual character. A central location between the beach and the interstate. A- rated schools, and the Oak Alley Arts District is really close by, with the Kennedy Space Center for the performing arts, local art galleries, and genuinely good dining that newer suburbs just can't replicate. You'll find a mix of larger lots, established landscaping, and more privacy than most newer developments. If you're upgrading from a starter home and want long-term base with real roots, Suntree is absolutely worth a serious look. And number 7 is Melbourne Beach, Brevard County's quietest, safest, and most private neighborhood. Niche ranks it number 2 in all of Brevard County with a near perfect 4.9 star resident rating and an A+ safety grade. Crime here essentially is 0. This is a narrow barrier island with the Atlantic Ocean on one side and the Indian River Lagoon on the other side. And it's absolutely stunning. Launch a kayak in the morning, walk to an uncrowded beach in the afternoon, watch a rocket launch from your porch at sunset. No traffic, no crowds, no noise. For Space Coast waterfront luxury buyers, Melbourne Beach is the premier address in Brevard County. New development here is severely constrained by the barrier island geography, which keeps supply low and demand steady. It's one of the strongest long-term holds in all of Brevard. So let me tell you the questions I hear from most families before they decide on a neighborhood. Best schools in Brevard County. Viera and Satellite Beach are tied at the top. Viera for the widest range of options, Satellite Beach for the most consistent quality. Safest neighborhood. Melbourne Beach, near 0 crime. Satellite Beach is right behind it, best for military families. Satellite Beach, without a question. Less than 3 miles to Patrick Space Force Base, an A+ school, and a community that understands military life. Best value for families on a budget. West Melbourne. The most home for your money without sacrificing schools or safety. Best waterfront neighborhood for accessibility and nature, Merritt Island. For luxury and privacy, Melbourne Beach. Is now a good time to buy in Brevard County? Yes, Inventory is up, the market has balanced out, and the Space Coast economy is stronger than ever. Buyers who move in 2026 are positioning themselves well ahead of the next wave of aerospace-driven growth. So there you have it, the 7 best neighborhoods in Brevard County for families in 2026. Viera for the master plan lifestyle, Satellite Beach for the ocean and schools, Melbourne Beach for the privacy and safety like nowhere else on the Space Coast, and 5 other genuinely excellent options depending on what matters for your family. Now here's what I want you to do next. If you're planning to move to Brevard County or even just starting to think about it, join our Facebook group called Moving to Brevard County, Florida. Just scan the QR code on the screen. Inside that group, you'll find families at every stage of this process. Locals who know this county inside and out. It's the fastest way to go from confused and overwhelmed to clear and confident about your move. Just scan the QR code on the screen, join us in the group, introduce yourself, tell us where you're moving from and which neighborhood caught your attention in this video. We'll take it from there. If this video helped you, hit that like and subscribe and share it with anyone who's considering the move to the Space Coast. I'll see you inside the group and I'll see you in the next video.